Welcome back to episode 7 of Posties in DC. I'm here with your
You're
host.
here.
I'm here.
She's here.
I'm here.
And she's Hannah. That's what she meant to say. And I'm Claire. And this is ZZ. This is Zach Zimmerman.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to the video version of our podcast that now exists. We're still not used to it, so if we don't look, sorry. We are on a weird schedule right now with the podcast, if you didn't notice. Let's just preface with that. We really lost track. So episodes are coming out. They're still coming. They're just uneven right now.
They're still going to come out weekly, but you just get a
They're not weekly, but there's going to be one that equally means weekly.
Yeah.
Over a period of time. Don't worry about it. Episodes are being recorded. If they're coming out randomly on not a consistent schedule anymore, well, sorry about that, and we will eventually fix it. But we're here. We've been busy.
Today we have Zach Zimmerman with us, who is a senior studying journalism in her cohort, and we're going to be talking a little bit about his experience in DC and FOMO that we all have being here and studying abroad. Zach, how are you today?
I'm doing great. It's been a, pretty chill weekend, homecoming weekend in DC, so a much different vibe than what I'm used to, but, I'm doing pretty well right now. So how are you guys doing?
We're dying. But we'll get to highs and lows in a second.
Yeah. We're getting to highs and lows real quick.
Right.
So, Zach, we're talking a little bit about your experience. So let's start with what you are doing out here in DC before we get into how you were doing.
Why are you here?
Why are you
interning? What is up with you? What is your deal?
So
who are you?
So a brief introduction to myself. I'm Zach Zimmerman. I'm a senior. I'm just repeating what Hannah just said. I am a journalism major. I am a pretty big political journalism type of guy. Sports journalism too. Yeah. And I have been pretty involved with student media while at OU. I was one of the editors for The New Political. I used to be a sports writer for The Post too. So I've been pretty involved. And this program's been sort of on my radar for a while now.
On the checklist.
I came down here just because it's, what better place is there for journalism than Washington, D.C., maybe New York or L.A., but D.C.'s probably tied for number one. It's a great place to be as a young person. It's a lot of fun. Right now I am interning with Rails to Trails. It is a environmental organization that focuses on building trails all across the United States. They have a magazine that I'm an editorial intern for. So that's a lot of fun. And I'm also a intern with District Fray magazine, along with our classmate Olivia.
Who was on last week, in case you forgot.
I am sort of just getting started with them. They do a lot of, lifestyle, culture, entertainment type stuff. So, yeah, definitely a wide range of new experiences that are, I think, pretty unique. Not many people get to be like, oh, I spent the semester in Washington, D.C., so pretty dope.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, too, is that even though you are a big political journalism guy, you are doing 2 internships that I feel like are not really associated with the program. I feel like with everybody, and we talked about this with Olivia, when people go to assume the Scripts in DC program, they assume that you have to go into political journalism or something with the government. You are out here doing environmental and cultural and lifestyle journalism. So can you talk a little bit about how you're doing uncommon things out here, but they're still big in DC?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously I'm, for the 50th time, a big political journalism type of guy. But, and I have my very specific, like, niche interests related to that. But, I'm very open to, I enjoy writing. I like magazine writing. I genuinely enjoy it. And being able to, come to such a big place, a unique place like Washington, and having these, there's so much stuff going on. There's so many people from different cultures and backgrounds, and there's just a lot going on in this city, and being able to work with groups that maybe I didn't originally anticipate that was
in your cards.
Yeah. It's I did not think this is what I was gonna do.
That's not a bad thing either.
Yeah,
No.
doesn't make it any less dope.
Or
It's
valuable.
just exactly.
You're getting so much out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's a period of time for growth and learning new things, and just being able to grow as a journalist and also as a person. And it's really cool. It was not what I expected, and it's just as valuable. I'm learning new things every day, so.
Slay. Go off, queen. All right, let's do highs and lows. Who wants to go first?
I think Zach could go first.
You want to do your high of the week?
Yeah,
Who's your
absolutely, for sure.
What's your high?
So my high has to be Thursday night. The thing about District Fray magazine is that it's part of a larger organization, and they do a bunch of different stuff. One of the things that they do is they have all of these events that they have, one of which happened to be a booze cruise.
Oh yeah.
And
You lives it up.
Yeah. I'm 22 years old. I'm 22 years old in Washington, D.C. I got the employee discount tickets.
Oh yeah.
And so you already know that me and Olivia were, going to take advantage of the booze cruise. And we got on this tiki bar boat.
Where was it? Was it like the wharf?
So we met up for the pregame
pregame.
This bar over in Georgetown. It was actually
Georgetown.
it was like a block or two away from Heba's offices. Actually, it was right there.
Heba's a program director, by the way.
And we started out there, and they had first drink was free. And they had appetizers that were actually really solid. And we walked down to, not the wharf's over by the stadium, but it's a similar type of area, just over by Georgetown.
Yeah.
And it was, we got, there was 3 boats. 2 of them were these more old-fashioned riverboat type things. But then there was a tiki boat. We got on there, and we floated down the Potomac and had some brews, and got to just take it all in. It was it was really hype, but it was also laid back and low key, and it was a good experience. I really needed it. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Thursday was my high. So, and there was a post game too.
Oh,
at the same
as
bar.
it should be.
So, yeah.
Pre-game, and then the boat, and
Yeah.
then the post
Oh
game.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Club.
Yeah. District
Club.
Fray.
Another club.
District Fray knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Okay, Hannah. What was your high?
I went back to Athens for homecoming.
Oh,
Claire and I
yeah.
went back to
We
Athens for
went
homecoming.
back.
I needed it. I loved it so much. I saw all of my best friends. Just being on Court Street again, it made me a new human being. I was getting,
It's a
I think we did
refresh.
it at a perfect time too, because we're right at the halfway point of our program,
Yeah.
where it's kind of like, not ready to leave, but it's like, it's gearing up. Everything's kind of gearing up. I think we did it at the perfect time. I missed it, but I also was kind of like, okay, like I'm ready to get back to reality. I'm ready to get back to like work. I had a little fun for a weekend and I needed it.
Yeah.
Claire, what was your high?
Well, while my high, I could just say homecoming. You already said homecoming. So I'll go to the fact that I finally started at CNN. I finally did it. I'm finally in the offices. It's great. I love it. I really like the people I work with. I'm not doing like really intense stuff. I'm working on an election briefing book, which is like, it's cool. I mean, like, and I get to see like a working environment and it's really nice. But I mean, I don't have much to say right now other than it's really cool to like have a normal-ish schedule and be meeting a lot of people and learning a lot of things. I have a lot of virtual trainings to attend, which is so fun, but it'll be cool. I'm glad that I'm finally doing things for CNN, and yeah. Should I go to my low? Just like immediately. And maybe you hear it in my voice. I'm sick again. I've been sick like 3 or 4 times. I don't even know. It's like every other week.
Episodes.
Every other week I have an illness. So it was really, really bad when we were flying back to Ohio. And then I took some like cold medicine. I was feeling good, and I'm feeling a lot better. But like I'm still like dealing with it, and also like being in a plane and like the pressure and like my ears popping, it's like not helping. like my head feels very heavy and like dense still somehow. I'm sure it'll go away eventually. But I mean, here's the thing: as much as it sucks to be sick and everything, this isn't even as bad as I have been in the past. So I'm chilling. It's fine. I'm alive.
I'm alive, but I'm
Here we
dead.
are. I'm alive, but I'm dead. But I'm alive, so it's okay. But it's not okay because I need to stop getting sick. One day I'll figure out how to stop being sick in DC, but not right now. Hannah, what's your low? Oh, she's
Olivia brought up some outside lows last week. So I'm gonna bring out an outside low. The whole Kanye West situation.
Did this happen today or like the
Today.
past few days? Okay.
It's been happening for years.
Okay.
Kanye West has been a problem for years.
Yeah.
But it never got to a point until like the past 2 weeks where it was like, it's always been alarming.
It's already been kind of
This is like to the point where I'm like very concerned about the family and like the kids need to not be around
For
that.
reference, Kanye West likes to tweet, and it's not good, and it's kind of anti-Semitic.
It's
recently.
He is a raging anti-Semite.
To use the quote, he was gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Which is not even, you can't even like misinterpret that or like brush that off. So just a fair warning of like, don't listen to everything you see on social media.
Don't just like believe everything celebrities say and decide that they know societal.
And don't support people because they think it's funny, because now it's gotten to the point where like if you still support him,
the car going by is going crazy, and you can hear that, guys. They're going hard on it. They get it. They agree.
It's just not okay at this point.
Yeah.
And we can't even joke about like, LOL, Kanye West is crazy, because it's not good. And with that,
we can joke about like other people outside being loud as heck and being on board with us.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because there are people being loud. If you ever hear noises in this podcast, guys, we're in DC. I don't know what
we're in DC.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Kanye West is not funny,
Not
and don't support him.
Don't
Don't support him, but like not arguably, don't. Anyway,
Zach, what's your
low? My low, I have 2 lows.
Okay.
Actually, they're not terrible.
low.
Yeah, they're not terrible.
Okay.
But they're sort of tied for my low of the week.
Sure.
I myself am down bad for Athens, Ohio right now. I'm so happy that I'm here in DC. I go to work every day, and I look to my left, and the Capitol building is right there, and it is just spectacular. I miss Athens. seeing, scrolling through Twitter and Instagram and seeing everybody doing their usual homecoming rituals. It's I'm very down bad for Athens, Ohio right now.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Is there anything particularly you're like really down bad about? Is there like one thing in Athens right now where you're like, you know what, I wish I was there right now, or I wish I could do this right now, or I wish I could eat
What
this
is the
right
one
now.
thing?
One thing.
I know there's so many things you could list. There were so many things I felt like I had to do while I was there.
There's certain categories. Food obeys. I could live off of obeys.
Fair.
The bars, Tony's, Ohang. I always have a good time at the Union, so I'll include that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out to Free.
But
Continue. Sorry.
But no, I mean, like somebody sent me a snap memory yesterday that was like 1 year ago today, and it was me decked out in my TNP gear, dancing on top of a table.
Where?
I was 21 at the time. Yeah, when I was 21.
That's saving everybody's job today.
Yeah. I was 21, and it was before the parade.
Okay.
And
sure.
yeah, and we were having a good time, and there was music playing.
Where were you? Were you at like a Kegs and Eggs, somebody's house?
I was at Kegs and Eggs at Emily Zeiler's house, actually.
Fun.
It was for TNP.
Shout out TNP.
Yeah. And
We love student media.
Oh yeah. We
We
support all student media here. And
Let the press free, I guess.
Let the press free.
and but no, I'm down bad.
So this is like a good segue because
This is a great
literally what we were talking about.
And also just like quick bonus point that's not that relevant. My other low is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of
I can't segue
booty
from that.
right now.
I can't segue from this.
Suck.
I can't segue
he's
from
bumming
that horrible
apparently on
tragedy
this
that's happening in Pittsburgh right now.
I grew up a Pitt fan, so I'm a big Kenny Pickett guy. And I don't really have much criticism of him right now. I think that's fair. That's fair.
This could be a whole nother
Okay,
podcast.
we didn't add the fact they're both from Pittsburgh.
I want to preface it. Zach and I went to the same high school.
Yes.
Zach and I went to the same high school and worked on the same student newspaper
We go way back.
years and years ago.
We go way back.
Do I think I would have ever been in DC with this man? No. We barely acknowledged each other in high school.
Yeah, you did not talk in the DA.
No, I
room.
didn't.
You did not talk.
No, I didn't.
And I was.
Now all I do is talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut
Walk away.
And
I'll go. I'll go.
Never shut up.
Yeah.
Let's do a
And,
podcast together.
Yeah. We worked for the Devil's Advocate, DA forever.
DA
I don't really feel the need to ever live in Mount Lebanon again.
Never.
I'm always going to support my fellow Mount Lebanonites, though.
Certain ones.
But yeah,
But when
certain
it comes
ones,
to the
certain ones, obviously.
When it comes to the Steelers, I have nothing to say here because I'm from Ohio, so this is all that.
Yeah.
I don't think we would ever imagine being in this situation ever together.
No.
I think that is going to contribute to our next topic, our main topic of this episode, which is FOMO.
Which is FOMO.
The fear of missing out, if you don't know what FOMO means.
Yes.
One would assume that's what it stands for.
There's some adults that listen to this podcast.
Hey, Mom, it's a fear of missing out. She's gonna be so mad at me for saying that one. Anyway. We have FOMO, and I feel like the three of us are very very invested in our student orgs. We all had really big exec positions in one way or another in our student orgs, so we knew we had to talk about it. for Zach, this is like your senior year, but you might be doing a 5th year, but still it's like sucks to like kind of be missing because like a lot of your other friends might graduate this year, so I'm sure that's tough.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So so I'm gonna go over general, like I feel like this is like kind of general consensus that at least me and Hannah have discussed. Maybe you can either back this up or not, but like it was really, really bad when we first got here.
Absolutely.
Because it was welcome week, and that was like comparable to homecoming. So it was welcome week, and all of your friends are getting back to campus, and we just like weren't there because we were here.
Yeah. I think we moved into DC, and then did the school year start that next Monday? Yeah.
So that first week of things.
I was so excited to move into DC, and that weekend was very hard. It was our intro weekend to DC, right. And then the week was good time with Professor Andy Alexander, and but the classes were hard. They were long hours, and it was welcome.
It didn't help.
It got better with the classes, but it didn't solve the issue.
And it's a weird mix because you come to DC and you have this like such an incredible opportunity just to.
You're so excited.
I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm very like I love being able to walk to the Capitol building every day. I love this place, but at the same time, it's just like. You look at, Instagram or Twitter, and it's just,
it's
just
so
a picture
fort,
a picture Schoonover, whatever, and it's just like, damn, like you miss it.
You need home.
Yeah, really.
It's hard, and I feel like so often you hear about how Bobcats and like Ohio University students have so much pride in their school and so much like love for it, and I feel like there's some other university students who might feel like you can't just leave for a semester. Like, no, I can't. Like, maybe that's just our mentality, and maybe you guys disagree, but I feel like there's so much pride in Ohio University and so much, like, love for the school or just Athens or your friends that it's really, really hard to leave.
No, it was.
I debated it. Like, there was a long period of time where I was like, I'm going to do, because there's a summer program. I'm like, I was going to do the summer program because I didn't want to have to leave for a whole semester. I did not want to do it. So it got better once the classes started, and even better when the internship started, but it was really hard that first weekend when everybody was posting stuff and we just weren't there.
Yeah, I had initially applied for the summer program, and probably because I, bombed my interview, and they probably wanted to give me another chance. Tim Goheen, one of the other director people of this program, asked if I had any interest in doing the fall semester, and I said yes, just because I was like, this is just a really big opportunity, and I mean it was already pretty clear, like, look, I'm gonna need to do a 5th year, but
you get credits on your
and you do get credits, and it helps a lot, but it's just like the people I came into OU with are all for the most part, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to be graduating, and they're kind of trying to just cross everything off their bucket lists and get everything in while they're still there. And it's just like, you scroll through social media, and there's a definite element of FOMO that you have to learn to deal with. I think that it's sort of, I don't know if it's a journalism thing where it's like we take things very professionally and we just we treat it like it's it's business is business. We got to do what we got to do, and I think that might sort of help me with being down here in DC, because I know this is going to help me accomplish whatever goals I may have. But it's like you're always it's Athens, Ohio. Like you're always gonna want to be there if you're a student. So
what you got, Hannah? What you got to add?
I definitely think, this is gonna kind of segue into the next thing. You talk about being a journalism student. And with journalism students in particular, our entire lives are like our extracurriculars, or the majority of us.
A majority of the people in the journalism school have really dedicated themselves to student orgs. There's a lot on our campus.
There's so many to join.
Yeah.
The great thing about a lot of them is that you can move up quickly if you are dedicated and you work hard.
Yes.
I think like our classes in particular, because of COVID-19,
Yes.
we wanted to get involved. We want to get back in the swing of things. So I think our class was really good about, participating and getting involved in these student media orgs. And I think that's the hardest thing too, is like all three of us in particular were generally so involved. Claire and I still hold positions. Zach, you're still getting involved within student media. And that's the hardest thing, is that I'm still getting involved and I'm zooming into meetings every week. And I sit there.
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm on Zoom, and it's not that I don't want to contribute, it's that there's 15 people in a room that are yelling at each other, and
how do you
I'm
do
just
that
on a
when you're
screen.
on a computer?
Exactly.
Right.
And with Red Magazine in particular, like a big part of my why I loved it so much was photography and being so involved in the shoots and doing everything, and I can't do it when I'm here. And that's the thing that sucks, is that while you're over here and while you can't do everything that you want to be involved with, and same with Claire and WOUB.
It's hard. It's really hard. So I have meetings that I attend online, and it's a screaming match to say anything. A lot of times I just don't say anything at all because it's easier. I've had to stop, I work for WAB, and I pretty much had to stop watching the shows I used to work on because it's really hard to watch and not be able to contribute, because it's watching things that I would have been a part of, and there's nothing I can say and there's nothing I can do, so almost it's like punishment to make myself watch it, because I'm like, this hurts, this is not fun for me to watch, because I can't be there and I can't be doing it. It's hard for me to attend. I'm an OUSPJ, Society of Professional Journalists, and it's easy for me to attend the executive meetings, but it's really hard for me to attend the bigger meetings, because one, it's really hard to hear and be attentive, because I'm the only one on a computer screen, and two, because it's just really dehumanizing almost to be on a computer screen when everybody else is in person. It's just sad, and it's hard to want to be in that environment because you just are so sad about everything. So it's just really hard, especially when you care so much about student orgs and you want to see them prosper, and they mean a lot to you, and you have to leave. There's not much you can do. So it's been hard.
And Zach, is that hard considering you were the managing editor of TNP? You were one of the most dedicated people to that organization. How does it feel now, being detached from it?
Yeah, no, I mean it's I spent 3 years as a staff writer, news editor, and ME, and it's very different. I don't think people really understand how dedicated student journalists are. Being in the trenches of COVID and doing everything over Zoom was brutal.
It's horrific.
And then this past year, I was in the newsroom every night just because it was the highlight of my day. And it's,
And those are your best friends.
Yeah.
And those are your best friends.
And I've been, heavily involved with, TNP, the Post. I guess now I'm an editor for Gridiron.
For WAB.
Yeah, for WAB.
I pulled them in.
Yeah. And, just other stuff, SPJ and whatever. And it's, obviously there is a part of me that is I was burnt out. And I needed a totally. I saw this on the notes.
We're gonna go into this a bit.
I definitely was I need something different, and I think that was part of what really helped me out with coming down to DC and doing something totally new. I think that it's important to have that kind of, just kind of. A good mix of experiences in college. But it is definitely really, really hard when you go from basically,
the head of a publication to what
Yeah,
feels like
yeah.
nothing.
and I mean, it's not even just like my specific position.
Mm-hmm.
We as student journalists, we have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They're jobs.
I think people underestimate
And-
the amount of time we put
Yeah.
into these organizations.
Yeah, and so much dedication goes into it. And that switch up is just like, it really throws you off.
Mhm.
You have to learn to deal with it, for sure.
I have way more free time than I did
Yeah.
before.
Oh,
I've had to like be like, oh, I can read.
Yeah.
I'm reading again. I'm watching more TV shows that I
Mhm.
enjoy because I have way more time. But just to that point, like, it's also, I feel like, this is maybe RJ school, but I feel like a lot of the university, or maybe just our mentality as students, is our value as journalists comes from our student organizations and the positions we have, and we hold a lot of our self-confidence or our self-worth compared to how we're doing in our student org, what positions we have, what kind of effort we're putting in, are we creating a difference with our careers, because a lot of times that's what we ultimately want to do. We want to make a difference as journalists, and we stopped doing that for an entire semester. We basically had to say, that like entire like self-worth you have with being in a student organization and holding position, and it means so much to you. Well, you're not that anymore, and you have nothing, and that's so hard. And nobody thinks about like the fact that you hold so much self-worth on the fact that I have a position with an organization, and how it feels to see like other people maybe come into a position you would have had if you would have been there. Like, I watched as somebody else got the position I'd been like campaigning for, like trying to be for the past 2 years, and I watched her slip into it instead of me, and I was like, that's all I've cared about for 2 years, and I can't be mad. It's not her fault. She's an amazing journalist. She deserves it just as much as I do, but that could have been me. But I left, and a lot of my self-worth was pinned on this position, and it's dumb and it's stupid in a way, but in a lot of ways it's not, and that was really, really hard to watch, and it's really hard, and why I can't watch WAB right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's
Yeah,
hard.
Your self-worth
It's,
goes into these
yeah.
positions.
mm-hmm.
I love that I still kept my 2. I think that was absolutely the best decision I ever made, and I stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do this program, I think it depends on the person genuinely to keep those positions. I'm doing it, like to stay involved in social and like student media organizations, or to like detach and actually take the time in DC. I'm very glad that I did. I think a lot of that comes from like self-drive though,
Mm-hmm.
and how much I generally love these student organizations. It's so hard.
Because if you didn't have the drive, you wouldn't be able to force yourself into these uncomfortable situations in the
No.
first place.
No,
Yeah.
and it's so hard because I'm communicating everything over Slack, and the thing is too is like I feel like I'm the only person that's not in that state. This isn't COVID anymore where everybody can do everything online. I'm the only person that is not in that newsroom for
Mhm.
both student organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So if I mess up, I can't use the I'm in DC excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like be on my game. It has to be as if I am in that room. So I feel like, yes, I love them, and I profusely am grateful that both of them were convinced that like I could handle this job, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. But it's also the crap, like it's like crap. I have to do a good job
Mm-hmm.
because I can't use the I'm in DC excuse because I convinced many people that I would
You
be able to
could
handle
do
it.
And we had to convince people that we can still do it, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have to trust us. We can. And then you have to then prove it.
Because this is stuff that I've put my heart and soul into for 2 years, and I didn't want to just. It's not that I didn't want to just leave it. It's that like I knew I could still help,
Mhm.
and it's different from like Claire and I, or like from Zach and I. Like
Yeah.
you can't produce from DC.
I can't produce a news show.
I can edit from.
But you
DC.
can edit a story, and it means it's like it's different, but in the same way, like I completely understand. And if I could, I might have tried.
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
there's another way where it's like each person is different, and how I could have handled things isn't necessarily how I should, or that kind of thing. So I think each person here, even on this couch,
Yeah.
is unique to how they handle
Yeah.
this like the FOMO situation and
Mm-hmm.
student orgs or their positions.
And that's to anyone who is wanting to do this program in general. Don't feel the pressure to stay in that student organization or to
Mhm.
hold a position just because you feel like your self-worth or your confidence or like all your hard work and dedication has to be with a title.
You shouldn't, and I'm trying to learn that right now.
Yes.
Because it's so important.
But I think the best thing about DC is that it taught me that like what I love what I'm doing what I'm doing because I love what I'm doing. And that's how it should be.
Yes.
When we were sitting in the room with Philip Elliott and he looked at me and said it didn't matter that I was EIC or ME, it mattered that I cared. That's when it like changed for me. That's when I like genuinely started like, okay, I should do what I love. And it's different, and that's kind of going off, but like the FOMO involved in that is so severe and so just like it
There's some
me
people
out.
that I'm sure could not do it, and won't do it because they can't handle it,
or shouldn't do it.
Maybe they shouldn't, and that's not a
it.
bad thing either. It's just each person is unique, and I'm gonna, we're gonna transition into like it's a good thing in some ways that we left.
Yes,
absolutely. I needed to leave. I was heavily involved in these 3 student organizations that I care about so immensely much, and I still do, and I still would be doing it if I was there, but at the same time, I was so incredibly burnt out, and I was like I was on my like last twinge. Like I was, you guys think I was getting sick all the time now? I was getting all the time last semester. Like everybody thought I was dying. I did not like have fun like last semester. I was just doing work, and I was tired, and I was not happy, and I needed to get out, and I was feeling very I was very frustrated with some individuals and some admin choices in some of my tours, and I felt like they weren't listening, and I was like, you know what? If you guys aren't gonna listen, I'm gonna leave. And I left, and you know what? It's good for me because I really needed to step back. And you were just saying, like, you felt like you needed to step back too.
Yeah. I mean, I've been burnt out since like the end of my freshman year. I mean, I mean, it's, first off, I think that now we have experiences that I'm sure that there's other students that, will say like, damn, that's really cool. And that maybe will cause them to come here, who knows. But I mean, it's like, like everything from just like, oh, we were invited to this like breakfast with Andy and Heba, and I got to talk to Hugh Sherman, whatever. President of my university. Everything from that to these, like high level speakers, guests, whatever. Political director of Amazon, like whatever that means, just pull it up. like Phil Elliott, for example. I mean, it's just so great, and it's definitely helps with just you need change sometimes. You need to mix things up, but at the same time, this is like a real period of growth for all of us, I think, and just that whole what's the word? Just that whole component of just like mixing things up, I think is just, for me especially, I think is really good. As far as the burnout goes, it's like any job, any group, organization, club, whatever, crap's always going to go down. There's always going to be bumps in the road. You're going to have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And, being a managing editor was great. I didn't envision myself doing it, and then I did it, and I thought it was great. But, it was just sort of like I was just like, I'm ready to take a break from student media.
Just take a break.
Yeah. I've never, I think every day about like, what if I did this instead of journalism or that instead of journalism? But I always land on, I want to do journalism. I genuinely want to do it. I really, really want to do it. But again, you need to explore. You need to get out of rhythm sometimes and do, something new out of your comfort zone. You have to do it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
mean, yeah. And then I think homecoming helped me with that. I really wanted to go back. I really wanted to see my friends. I wanted to see my student orgs. And then it reminded me that I needed why I wanted to leave, why I wanted to break. And I was glad that I got to, see everybody. But I was like, good. I get to go back to where is not here. And I'm finally realizing I'm kind of used to my DC thing. And I kind of like it. And it feels weird coming back to my university where I feel like an alumni, even though I'm literally not. I'm still a student. That felt a little weird.
I didn't feel like a student anymore.
I felt like an alum, which was strange because I'm literally a junior. Like, I'm not an alum. But at the same time, I got back into my student org and I was getting told things, and I was like, yep, that's why I left. That is why I took a break, and that is why I left for the semester, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks, a couple months.
And it's just like part of the whole FOMO thing is that you feel like an adult. Like obviously there's stages of it, like when you're a freshman in college, like crap, I'm like free from my parents now. You reach the age of 21, I can have a drink now, or whatever. And now you're in a totally new city that you've never lived in before, and a totally new experience. And it's not like the stereotypical, you get a lame corporate office job and you have the same routine every day. But it's just this weird, the vibe is just different. It's just it's hard to explain, but it's just, I think that really contributes to, at least it's an element of the FOMO, that it's just it's a bizarre level of adulting that you have to get used to. Going from southeastern Ohio to one of the 6 or 7 largest metro areas in the United States, where it seems like everywhere you look is somewhere, every direction you look is someone within the ages of 18 to 25, and they are hungry for success, and we are all working our asses off just trying to get ahead with whatever we want to do. And it's just this weird element that you have to take a second to just wow,
Absolutely. And I think moving forward, and kind of segueing to the rest of our journey here, I feel like now, right in this moment, we all feel pretty good about our decision. And yes, we miss out on everything, but we did what was right for us. I definitely don't think this program is right for everybody. I think if you generally want to be in Athens, I think it's a great city. I miss it. But you have to have a yearning beyond what is in front of you.
Yeah.
You have to want to know what is in the world around you and give that little glimpse for yourself. And then being able to then go back to your college fund. We're all gonna go back. And we're all gonna do the things that we miss generally, and we're gonna have these experiences, but it's a foundation that we're building for the rest of our time here. After this, I'm going straight to Spain.
She's doing another one.
I'm doing another one.
Another one.
And it's gonna be hard because it's an additional month that I'm away from my friends. It's an additional month that I'm away from my family. But it is probably the only time in my life that I know not only will I be able to do this and not have really any outside responsibilities, it'll be one of the few times that I can afford it.
Right.
Yes.
And that's my personal situation, but I feel like this is probably the best time I can do it. And even though I'm missing out on a lot, I definitely have grown from this experience already as a person. And Zach, I want you to kind of talk about your feelings on this, but I feel like I'm going to go back to Athens and have a different mentality to use in student organizations because of this experience.
Yeah, I think so. I think that obviously everybody's experience in DC is different. You're your own person. But you come into this program and you do just kind of feel like, I keep harping on the growth, the personal growth, and I mean I think that it's very true that doing something totally different to what you were doing is generally good for you, and it gives you different perspectives. It gives you a it's hard to explain, just a different mentality and vibe. That's just obviously for one, you appreciate Athens more, and I think you appreciate your student life more, and I think that doing all of that is it helps you come back to OU and really appreciate the rest of the time that you're going to have there, all while preparing you for the world outside of Athens. So I mean, I definitely think it's doing this program does a lot of good for you. It's not. I mean, it's not. I keep saying the program. Being in a place like the experience that you get out of it. Yeah, it's definitely.
Being able to live in DC, it's being a little intern in DC.
Yeah.
Did you make networking connections while you were here, and who did you interact
Yeah, exactly.
with and all of that?
And being in Spain will do the exact same thing, and hopefully.
In any trip.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Germany over the spring break.
There's another trip.
And
trip.
that'll do the same thing. It's all about personal growth, and
But you gotta want it.
you have to want it.
You gotta
have
want
to.
it, and it can't be. Well, everybody else seems to like this DC thing.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems to think that I have to do a study abroad thing. You don't. And if you don't want it yourself, don't do it. Because you won't enjoy it. Because you'll just be like, dang, I wish I would have just stayed in Athens. Because genuinely, everybody loves Athens. And if I wouldn't have had this want to come to DC, I would have probably just stayed in Athens, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I love Athens. Everybody's like, you have to have one study abroad experience while you're in college. You don't.
No.
I loved Athens. I would be in Athens if there wasn't a DC program, but I knew I really wanted to live in DC. I really wanted that experience, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to have FOMO and whatever else, but as you're saying, like, I'm going to bring something back to my newsrooms that maybe nobody else has, like, that insight or that outset because of the experiences I had here, which is really, really cool. And of course, like, I'm gonna miss things like Halloween and the fact that, like, I've never been to an Athens block party. It's never happened for us because in my past 2 years at Ohio University, they haven't had one because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I still won't get to have one even though I'm a junior, so I'm only ever gonna go to one Athens block party my senior year, which is weird and sad, but at the same time it's like, I don't care, because also Media Fest is happening, which is like an SPJ, what is it, the CMAs?
Yes, College Media Awards.
They have a combined event called Media Fest, and there's a bunch of Ohio University students that are coming down here the same Halloween weekend that the block party is happening, so all of our friends are going to be here, and I'm still going to have an amazing experience doing a bunch of journals and things I love, so yeah, I'm like sad. It's like, look, Media Fest. I wouldn't be going to Media Fest if I was living in Athens. I mean, obviously there's an opportunity for people to come down, but obviously I'm in a way better situation that I can just go. So, I'm really excited for that, and I'm very, looking forward. I really am excited about being present and being like, I'm here, and I'm going to enjoy being here. And I think I was struggling a lot with FOMO in the last couple weeks, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're done. I'm done. We're doing this FOMO episode, and I'm really going to try to block that out because I'm really trying to, like, be here. I want to be here now, be present, and live it up while we're in DC still.
Make the most of it.
Exactly.
Make the most of it.
And with that being said, thank you so much for listening to episode 7 of Posties in DC.
Thank you so much, Zach Zimmerman, for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
He might pop back up for a certain sports episode that we might have
Maybe.
been convinced of. But we'll see. Otherwise, have a great night. Or
Thank
day.
you so much,
Or whenever
guys.
you decided to watch. But, Bye.
Thank you.